Hello, coming to you live from somewhere sunny and fun, and I am watching TNA live on AMC in Texas, where the fight night begins on Thursday. We have an allegiance to TNA, even though we don't like their allegiance to NXT and the bullshit that's happening there. But today is Thursday, another day, another opportunity for us to recognize our star power, for us to reflect on where we've been and where we're going on our stardom journey. I'm still struggling with getting over strep throat, and everything still hurts, and I'm not really sure when this shit's going to be over, but I hope it's over soon. Today is another day and another opportunity for us to recognize our star power, to reflect on where we've been and where we're going next in our stardom journey, to look in the mirror and love the reflection that we see. Sometimes that's easier said than done. But we should start every day by saying to ourselves, yes, we can have a great day. Yes, we can start anew. Yes, we can try things differently. Yes, we can be the best versions of ourselves every day. Yes, we can knit, sew, crochet, sing, dance, play an instrument, get involved, join something, let your voice be heard. Come out of the darkness if you're in that darkness and become the light. Yes, you can decide you want to drive on an Autobahn in Germany, or maybe you want to decide you want to drive down the street in your neighborhood. Maybe you want to get an RV and you want to drive around where you live, if it's a country or if it's something smaller, or even if it's like a state or a city. Maybe you want to get a new cool car and you want to do that. Maybe you want to get a cool bike or a skateboard or something like that, or a motorcycle. Maybe this is the year where you finally change your style and you do something you've never done before. The idea is, if you want to change your diet and you want to get a nutritionist and you want to learn how to live a better life, the idea is, yes, you can do those things. Following the idea of yes, you can is the idea of never giving up. Now, we all know life is difficult and bad things happen to good people. That's just kind of part of how it is. There's really not an explanation of why the bad things happen to good people. I just kind of think it's life. It reminds me of the story of Jesus Christ. And every time I'm experiencing something, I'm reminded everything he dealt with, and that the things I think that are more important than they probably are don't really matter in the bigger scheme, and I need to stop. So I find myself okay with the fact that the bad things aren't going to last forever, and the good things are going to happen when I least expect it. Every day is an opportunity for me to say to myself, I can't give up, because there's others surrounding me that need to be heard in the same time. Even if something doesn't work out the way I wanted it to, and something doesn't necessarily go the way I expected, doesn't mean I can't try a different way. It doesn't mean I won't succeed even when I can't. Yesterday I brought up someone important that I thought his opinion mattered. And I talked about that at this point in the tea. And I think it's important that we take failure and we learn from it. We take things we're not good and we're okay with it. If you got fired, if you quit, if you didn't like it, if the friendship didn't last, if the relationship ended, if you moved. If something didn't work out the way it was supposed to, we learn to live with it. It doesn't mean we become victims, but we learn to live with it and through it. That's the idea of never giving up. It is persevering through difficulty, because that's the only way to get through it. There are doctors and nurses and EMTs and firefighters and police officers and so many countless others, Army Reserve, National Guard, the Air Force, the Marines, and the Navy. These men and women sacrificing everything to protect us every day in every way, every minute, second, and hour. I'm appreciative to all those protecting me. And any moment, any opportunity I can, I like to say thank you. Every day is an opportunity for us to recognize we can't give up on each other and we cannot give up on ourselves. There's only one thing that defeats the darkness, and it's the light. And we need to be that light in these moments. Moving on from never giving up, we move into the idea of why not today, because indecisiveness and procrastination aren't going to get you anywhere. Taking too long to make a decision is only going to backfire. Life doesn't wait. We don't have time to wait. The idea of waiting and procrastinating and putting off for tomorrow and thinking you have time that you cannot buy is the most idiotic thing that you could ever do. If you don't organize your life, if you don't get shit done, if you don't plan effectively, if you don't have things done, you're not going to get anything done. And you're going to be 5 to 10 to 20 steps behind. And that's not going to help anybody. So if you are trying to be successful in your life, the best thing you can do is get things done when you can. Because when you get to a point and you can't get it done, you're not going to have anything left. It's important that we recognize we can't buy time, control it, or stop it. So let's not pretend like we can. Life is kind of like a black and white movie. The moment you're born, you're dying. There's elements of your life that are more important than others. College, your first job, the first place you move into without your parents, getting married, having kids, vacations, cars, where you live, people you meet along your path and your journey to finding yourself. These are the things that are important. And if we don't take life as it is and live it, we are going to be sad later. Because life isn't going to stop. It's only going to move. That's the only way it goes. So get everything done. Be proactive and have a plan. Do not put off today for tomorrow, and be ready and prepared of everything coming ahead. That's the only way to live your life. Moving on from the mantra, let us get to the tea of the conversation. Today, we're going to have, ginseng tea, some type of hot, warm tea that is going to be good. I think that we're going to sip the tea as iced tea. Sipping the tea, sipping the tea, sipping the tea for you and me. Sipping the tea. So I think it's important that I think that on this episode of Sipping the Tea, we have to look at life and not let it get us down. We have to contemplate where we're going next on our journey. We cannot let time stop us or convince us that we are not succeeding. Instead, we need to allow our life to be as it is. We cannot get caught up in trying to play catch up and other people. That's not effective. It's ineffective and it's idiotic. I've been talking recently about the culture and the society and social media and the matrix and all this shit. We don't know what's coming. The world is in chaos and things are on fire and people are crazy and who the fuck knows what. Find your oasis in the mix of the insanity. Find a way to love yourself in the mix of the negativity and the sorrow. Because if you don't love yourself, who's going to love you first? I guess that would be the first lesson. And I guess the next lesson beyond that would be, if we don't prepare ourselves mentally for what's actually going to happen in our lives, we're always going to be surprised, shocked, and let down or upset. There has to be a realistic expectation where your hard work does pay off in some attributes, but maybe not in others. There needs to be some sort of a work-life balance. Do we really want to work till we die? Don't we want to live lives and be happy? I like what, fuck's his name? I'm trying to remember his name. What is his name? Not Machine Gun Kelly, but G-Eazy. I like that album that G-Eazy made a long time ago, where he's like, I want to die young and live pretty and all these things. I like that messaging. Don't we want to live incredible lives, though, while we're young? I'm not saying we need to get caught up in debt and we need to be miserable and we need to buy the first vagabond house we find and get consumed in shit that doesn't matter. I think we should actually live where we want, and I think we should actually be surrounded by the people we actually want to talk to. I think we should be surrounded by people that make our lives easier, not worse. And that we have to do a better job of living. Because if we don't do that, we're not succeeding. That is what I'm saying. I think that life is something that we need to hold dear to ourselves and enjoy the moments that matter, like holidays and birthdays and anniversaries and any type of celebration we can celebrate. Any moment we get to be around our family members and people that we love and care about, we should enjoy them. Every day should be like a party and an oasis and an event that we get to celebrate. We should do that every day. We shouldn't be worried about what the paparazzi says or the celebrities or online or DM or a message or a TikTok video. We shouldn't be spending time caring. We shouldn't be getting caught up with politics. We shouldn't let this shit control our lives. We should be living our lives. We can't do things the way they were done before because they didn't work, and that's why they're over. We can do things differently, and it's up to us to do it. It's up to us to change everything, and it's up to us to live differently. So I encourage you to seek different answers. I encourage you to think outside of the box. And I encourage you to be a nerd. I encourage you to be obsessed with things you love. And I encourage you to love relentlessly. We're not here a long time. I said it in the mantra. The moment we're born, we're dying. Some die faster than others. Some live longer than others. Some do epic things that are on the TV screen. And some people do things that no one ever, mentions. There's no recognition. There's no gratitude. There's no message. There's no commercial. There's nothing. They just do the things because they know they have a job and a responsibility. Every day is an opportunity for us to be our silly selves and enjoy every moment that we can. I guess as we get older, we begin to change our perspectives on things because we got a year older, right? As we do more holidays, we begin to enjoy the actual holiday itself and being around the people more because we've already been around them so long. These are the things that are important. These things. We should be living relentlessly, unapologetically, and loudly. We shouldn't wait. We should risk. And we shouldn't contemplate. We should do. We should take the fear and the anxiety and ignore it and live our lives not waiting for permission. Because that's not living. That's not doing what needs to be done. That is a mirage, a fantasy, and an illusion. Real living is not giving a fuck about what anybody thinks. Real living is just not caring. If we are going to do better things, we have to be willing for the doors to open or close and the moments to be great or suck. We have to be willing to bet everything on 21. And we have to be willing to lose. Because if you never play, you'll never win. And even if you don't win, at least you tried. How can you consider yourself some sort of athlete or champion if you spent no moment in the race, no moment in the fight, and no moment with the blood dripping from your eyes and your face? This is a brutal fucking world, a cold place full of people in different places. When you're in these places, it feels different than not. But you all know what I'm talking about. In this matrix that we live in, the government has convinced us of things that don't make sense. Yesterday I was talking to you about the cost and the ridiculousness of this administration with the 50-year mortgages and the 5% interest rates on houses. They're not building houses. The fucking apartments cost too money, and the price for a car is ridiculous. That is definitely a part of the conversation. But there's also another side to that. Why are we so unwilling to bet on ourselves? If you're all in, bet high. This is what needs to be done. We need to rectify what we've been doing by living unapologetically and fearlessly. Nothing should scare us because we've seen hell. We've been there. We've been with the demons and the devil himself. And if he can't defeat us and scare us, then nothing should. If we are walking in this light, the light of Jesus Christ, and we have missions, the fruit of his labor, then we can't live like them. We can't sound like them, and we can't sleep like them. We can't mate like them, and we can't love like them. We have to be more than them. And when I say them, who am I talking about? Those unwilling to recognize their power and deny it. The light requires an awareness and an acceptance. The light demands for you to see it in yourself. And every day I see it, I recognize it, and I accept it. This is who I am, a star. God has given me the ability to try to change the world. And you have that ability with me. Like I always say, this is a party. And he gave me the job of the host. So the mic's on you. What do you guys want to talk about? What's going on in the world? Who's wearing Juicy? Who's wearing Chanel? Who's wearing Ferragamo and Fendi in Barcelona? And, Balenciaga. And who's wearing Louis? Who's ready for the change that we need to be and need to find? I know I am. It's a couple of weeks into 2026. And the tea talk is, why don't we become the news? Why don't we become the headlines? And why don't we do the things that need to be done? That is the news. We are the stars. That's it. Moving on from the tea, let's get to the next part of this conversation on this Thursday. Bad girls are better. Because why would you want to be good when you could be bad? Why would you want to follow the rules when you could break them? And I'm not talking about the laws, but I'm talking about like the rules for like being a girl. As a woman, as a young woman, as a girl, you grow up where you're surrounded by other women, and typically other bitches are like picky and they want to tell you how they feel and they have all these opinions and all this stuff, and you got to tolerate it. And I grew up as a pretty smart girl, so everybody hated me, right? I was like not a loser or lame or like a nerdy nerd, but I was smart and I was pretty. Very independent, picked up on things very fast, a fast mover, a smooth transmitter. I did everything at a very high rate. I was in AP classes and honors classes, was extremely intelligent. I got on the dean's list in college. I did my master's. I've accomplished a lot of things in my life, and that's not to say other people haven't accomplished different things, because maybe they have. But as a girl, how do our values matter? And when I think about bad girls, I think about women that can buy everything on their own and can do whatever they want. And that's basically the life I get to live. God hasn't blessed me with children yet. Maybe at some point he will. At some point I'm going to have to consider adoption. I'm not sure how far I want to go with infertility treatments and all that. I just don't know if I'm ready to get to that point yet, but maybe soon. But regardless, I think that life has a tendency to tell us what we can and cannot be. And as a girl and as a woman, we need to reject the premise that we can't be anything we want to put our mind to. Now, obviously, there's going to be some limitations here. I don't really think women should want to be football players or anything in that realm. Only because that is a very brutal sport and they get really nifty with it. I'm also thinking that no girl should play in real hockey, because all they do is beat the shit out of each other. And I basically watch hockey all the time, basically to see the dudes beat each other up, and that's my favorite part of it. But as a girl, I know I wouldn't want to be in there doing it too. I more so want to be in the audience to laugh and egg it on. So I guess bad girls are better, because good girls want to follow rules and bad girls want to create them. Good girls want to say, I'm going to do what you want. And bad girls are saying, I'm going to do what I want. I can't be that person that I was before. And neither can you. And whether you're a good boy or a bad boy or a good girl or a bad boy, you need to make your decision What side do you want to be on with this? Do you want to be good or do you want to be bad? I guess I'm just going to be bad. I'm not going to apologize for it. And I don't really give a fuck what anybody thinks. Why be good when I could be naughty instead? Rules are supposed to be broken. And instead of going left, I'm going to go right. I'm going to wear what I want. I'm going to say what I want. I'm going to live the way I want to. I'm going to love relentlessly, and I'm going to laugh until I can't laugh anymore. I'm going to live a magical, majestic life. And I'm never going to fucking say sorry. I'm going to tell it like it is, unapologetically, and not give a fuck who cares about it. That is a bad bitch, and that's who I've always been. I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. Winning, like Charlie Sheen said, absolute laughter. There's a meme about you somewhere if you're giving a fuck and making me more important than I am, and I say, go ahead with it. This is how we need to look at that. This is how we need to approach it. Not so personally. I do think that faith will defeat fame because fame is temporary, but your love and God is always. Power isn't what we think it is because once you get power, then the power gets these people's head. Look at these psychotic celebrities and the psychotic shit that they say and the things that they do. And it's absolutely amazing. Power isn't worth it because with power comes consequences. And with consequences, all you're doing could be taken. Be careful with that. Pause, dude. Some teenage shit's happening, but I do think that comfort is attainable. Work hard, play hard. Glamour is fun. Why can't we be pretty girls, be glamorous? It's definitely fun. So when it comes to watching things, a lot like Christmas, I don't know what the hell that is. The Talented Mr. Ripley, I want to watch that. Falling for Christmas. A Line on Fire, Nicest Thief. Lou Upgrade. Bullet Train Explosion and Wheelman. Those all sound like things I want to watch on Netflix. Oven Baked Chicken. Biryani. Tasty Ranch Pizza Bombs. So it's sweeter like dough surrounded by pizza intakes. Pork lettuce wraps. $1 Million Chicken Bake. Chili oil sesame noodles, which I want to try. The $1 Million Chicken Bake looks fire too. No carbs involved. And Trader Joe's squiggly noodles. I saw an ad for them and I want to buy them. And I don't even really go on Trader Joe's, but I think I would specifically go in there just to try that. My friends, thank you for tuning in to this Thursday edition of Born to Be a Star. Sorry I got a little sidetracked by this TNA, but they moved to a different day, and I was hoping things would get a little better, but who the fuck knows what's going to happen. Anyways, please remember that you are a star wherever you are. Brothers and sisters, you, me, us, they, and them. Not only are we going to save the world, but the galaxy beyond that. We are the beginning, the middle, and the end. Omnipresent, just like Jesus Christ. Been here before and seen everything before. The only thing that defeats the darkness is the light, and we are that light. I see that light in you, and I hope you see that light in me too. I'll see you guys same place, same time tomorrow on Born to Be a Star. Hello, goodbye, good morning, good night, and ciao. See you guys tomorrow. Remember, you're a star wherever you are.